This video will introduce you to creating a purchase order for material from a service order. So right now we're in a service order, and on the order item tab, you'll see there's 4 inventory items. The first item has actually been reserved, and there's 3 more that are yellow indicating they have a JIT status, meaning there's no stock available, so we'll have to place a PO. You can review all the item statuses by using Actions Inventory Allocation. And again, we see the same thing. There's a reserved item, and then there's 3 has JIT items. You can confirm there's nothing available in their default warehouse or in the warehouses for these items by using the select icon on the left. And there's no material details for that item, and there's still no stock available for that item. So again, the has JIT status is just indicating that there's no stock available for that item. Now, let's go ahead and place a PO for these 3 items. So I'm going to close this window and I'm going to click Actions, Create PO for selected items. It's going to show you a list of all your inventory items on that work order. Again, you can see the item status. We're not interested in creating a PO for this item because we had stock and it's reserved, but for these 3 we are. If you look over to the right, there's a vendor column. It's showing you what vendor you're going to be placing this PO for. On an inventory item, you can set a default vendor. So that's what we're seeing here. You can change the vendor in here if you need to by clicking this little arrow in that field and choosing a different vendor. I'm going to place a PO, and we're going to get one PO for Kenmore Supplies and another one for Kirkland Parts. Notice under the shipping location, this one's looking like it's set to be shipped to the west side location. I want to actually have it go to our main warehouse. So let me change it to default so it doesn't get shipped to a different warehouse location. So I'm going to just check in the include column on the left because I want to include all 3 of those items on a PO, and just click Save All Changes at the bottom. And it will tell me that 2 POs were created. Before we jump to the PO, let's review their item statuses again. So I'm going to click Actions, Inventory Allocation, and you're going to see the item status for those 3 items is has ordered items. That means that we're waiting for the stock to come in on those POs. So I'm going to go to the Purchase Order tab, and there are 2 POs created. These 2 are on the first PO, and then this one is on the second PO. So let's double click on the first one to jump to that PO. So on the PO, we can go to the PO Items tab, and it's going to show us those 2 items. And I'm just going to receive those guys in. Just click Receive Item just like on a normal PO. And it's going to mark those items as received and mark the date they were received. So those items are received into stock, and they're automatically reserved on that service order. So let's go back to the service order. I'm going to review the inventory allocation window on that service order. And notice these 2 items that were on the first PO have been received in. And actually they're reserved on this work order. Let's go to the second PO and do the same thing. I'm just double clicking on the PO 162. And let's just receive this item in so you can see what happens on this service order. So stock is being received in, and that stock is automatically reserved on that service order. So when we review the inventory allocation window again, we're going to see all 4 items are reserved. Now if we were to close this service order, all 4 of those items would get depleted from stock.